Nancy!
Hello, welcome to the Ascent of Mount Carmel YouTube channel. This channel is sort of like your source for a very unaccredited degree in a Master's of Mystical Theology. Today we're discussing the 9th chapter of the 2nd book. In the previous chapter, St. John told us that for the understanding to be prepared for divine union, it must be pure and void itself of everything of the senses. The soul must lean upon faith, which is the only proximate and proportionate means where the soul can be united with God. The greater the faith of the soul, the more closely it can be united with God. When St. John tells us that the understanding must be in darkness, he's not just making a metaphor that he's pulling out of his hat. In this chapter, he provides us biblical evidence of all this. The understanding must be blind and in darkness, and we must use faith as our guide as we journey toward him. While in darkness, the understanding becomes united with God through faith, though God is actually hidden to the understanding during this. He set darkness under his feet, and he rose upon the cherubim, and he flew upon the wings of the wind, and he made darkness his covert. Making his darkness covert means that God made darkness his hiding place. By saying that he set darkness underneath his feet, and he took the darkness for a hiding place, the psalm describes the obscurity of faith, where he is concealed. By his saying that he rose upon the cherubim and flew upon the wings of the winds, it is understood that he soars above all understanding. The cherubim represent contemplative souls. The wings of the winds signify the subtle and lofty ideas and conceptions of spirits, above all which is his being, and to which none by his own power can attain. In a similar matter, God appeared to Moses on the mount where God was concealed. The Lord said to him, "Now I will come to thee in the darkness of a cloud." God was also present in the cloud that hovered over the tent of the meeting. The cloud covered the tabernacle of the testimony, and the glory of the Lord filled it. When Solomon completed building the temple, God came down in darkness and filled the temple, and the Israelites could not see. Then Solomon said, "The Lord said that he would dwell in a cloud." If the soul is to attain union with God and commune directly with him, it must unite itself with the darkness of which Solomon spoke, in which God promised to dwell. These passages mention darkness to represent the obscurity of the faith where God is concealed. But when that which is perfect is come, that which is in part shall be done away with. When God finally communicates to the soul, the darkness of faith will be ended, and that which is perfect shall come, and that is divine light. We have a good illustration of this in the book of Judges with the army of Gideon. And that's where the Israelite soldiers had lamps, but the light of those lamps were concealed in the darkness of pitchers. When the pitchers were broken, then the enemy could see the light. He divided the 300 men into 3 parts, and gave them trumpets in their hands, and empty pitchers, and lamps within the pitchers. And when they sounded their trumpets in 3 places round the camp, and had broken their pitchers, they held their lamps in their left hands, and with their right hands the trumpets which they blew, and they cried out, "The sword of the Lord and of Gideon." St. John tells us that the torches represent faith, and by putting them inside the pitchers, this represents the darkening of understanding. It isn't just St. John who sees the symbolism of this. The footnote in the Douay-Rheims Bible for this passage suggests that in the mystical sense, the Israelites must break their pitchers by the mortification of the flesh, passions, and understanding. They carry their lamps in their hands, which is the light of the virtue of faith. As we stated, while in the darkness, the understanding becomes united with God through faith, though God is hidden to the understanding. Well, I hope you enjoyed this installment of Ascent of Mount Carmel. We'll be back again next week. And in the meantime, please pray for the church.
A dark cloud roll. Wasn't that a mighty time? Wasn't that a mighty time? Wasn't that a mighty time?